everyone. Welcome in. Welcome to the Peace and Love podcast. I am your host, Siva. Thank you for joining us today. I'm excited about this episode. I think you probably have heard a lot of what I'm going to say, but this is like the foundation. You might have heard what I'm saying before, but if you aren't exactly living your goal, exactly how you want your life to be, you haven't embodied it yet. And so allow yourself to let go of the block of, I already know that. That's one of the worst things that we can tell ourselves as lifelong learners, because when you give yourself that label, oh, I already know that, it shuts down your perception and you're not able to be present like you would if you were a first-time learner. So allow yourself to really hear what I'm saying so that you can integrate it into your life. Today's episode is going to be all about finding your fulfillment today. We are no longer in the paradigm of having to wait till the external circumstances go exactly how we want it. The perfect person, the perfect time, the perfect place. We are now allowing ourselves to step into who we want to be today, to step in, align to our highest self, and become the person that we always wanted to be today. It's a form of settling if we're trying to tell ourselves, okay, we can be happy only when this happens, only when that happens. Today, we're taking our power back and saying, no, I'm the creator of my reality, and my fulfillment isn't somewhere out there someday, but it's within me right now. So I'm going to give you practical tools of how you can feel your fulfillment today, your goal accomplished today. So not only are you going to attract that goal into your life, but you're going to feel good. The bottom line is that you are going to feel good. There's no more yearning for something. You're coming from completeness. And when you feel that way, you feel happy. You feel aligned. And it's no longer about getting an external result. It's about feeling the incredible bliss that comes when you are in alignment, full alignment with your purpose, yourself, and your source. So let's get right into it. I mentioned we're no longer waiting for some outside force to dictate our happiness. And if you tune in to me a lot, you know I call this playing the if only game. If only I lost the weight, then I could get a partner. And if only then I had a partner, then I could be happy, then I could feel love. If only I felt safe, then I could wear the clothing I want to wear. If only I felt that I had more money, then I could feel freedom. No. While a lot of people approach life from this standpoint, okay, something out there is going to change. Someday, when that happens, I can finally feel happy. This is a disaster because not only are you giving your power away when you do this external thing has to happen and then I can create. I'm at the effect of everything. That's what you're telling yourself. But you're cheating yourself out of the fulfillment that you could be feeling today. Imagine if you didn't have to wait 10 years to feel free and have the finances. Imagine if you didn't have to wait to have the perfect partner to feel that you're lovable and worthy just as you are. Why do we tell ourselves these stories that set us up to be miserable for 10, 20, 30, the majority of our life, years and years and years of our life, when we could really just embody how we want to live today? Well, really, it's because nobody talks about this. We're not taught from a young age, okay, all you have to do for your success is feel it, be it first, and then align with it, attract it. We aren't taught about being something. We're not taught about how to put something in our identity and how to embody things. And so as we get older and we learn how to create things for ourselves, we can learn that. But if you know it now, you're going to save yourself a lifetime of searching and struggling. You can't have what you are yearning for. You can only have something that you are truly willing to align with and that you're truly willing to experience. So when you are coming at your life from I want, you're implying that lack and you're not able to fully immerse yourself in the experience of having something. It's like trying to go to a store and you're like, oh, I really want that jacket. I want that jacket so bad. Could I just like touch the jacket? Could I wear the jacket? Could I take it home? But you're not taking the steps to just walk into the store. Just actually buy the jacket. It's living your life window shopping instead of participating in everything. So if you're like, okay, well, then how do we set ourselves up to just walk in the store, ask for what we want, and then purchase it? It's all about feeling things in the now. Here's that story that I already know that story. But if you are watching this, you already know that like attracts like. So when you are able to be the like, then you'll attract the like, right? But how do we do this? How can we set ourselves up for this type of success? Well, it's easy. And in this episode, I'm going to give you literally a handful of ways that you can align yourself with that feeling so you can attract something. I work with people of all types of backgrounds, getting all types of different things with all types of different goals and results. It doesn't actually matter the exact goal that you have. The principles work regardless. All that matters is whatever you do want to experience, that you align to that. In the same sense, it's not bad that you're not aligned to your goal right now. It's just a different experience. But if you want something else for your life, you have to know how to align with that. If you can see something in your mind's eye, you know that it's in your realm of possibilities. If you were not able to achieve it, you would not be able to perceive it. So the more clear that your vision is, the more of a crystal clear feeling, seeing, experience that you have about your goal, you know the closer it is to you. If you can kind of like imagine something, you know it's in your realm of possibilities. But when you can experience it like you already have it, that is the day that the order's already placed in the universe. It's on its way. You've confirmed you're already there. You already have it. And in fact, there's not even a need to track the order because you know it's here already. It feels like it's already here. And at that point, that's when instant manifestation happens. But we'll take it a little bit of a step back, because a lot of the times when you start to imagine something, or when you have the spark of an idea, but you don't know the how yet, I say that the vision is kind of clunky. Like you can kind of see the direction that you want to go in, but you're not exactly sure how it's going to happen. You don't know what the details are. You don't know anything. And maybe it feels weird even visualizing it. It doesn't feel quite right yet. It's not natural. It's not your identity. So we're going to start all the way from the beginning. Say you want to create something new. Say you want to align even deeper to what you prefer. This is exactly how you're going to get there. We're going to start to bridge the gap between the you who you are today and the version of you that you want to experience. There is a million, bajillion, infinite versions of yourself. You know that the universe is infinite, and so you are infinite as well. And there's infinite aspects of yourself expressing themselves in infinity. So it doesn't really matter which version of yourself you're choosing to align to. So the question is, which version of yourself do you choose to align to? You've strategically chosen the version of yourself that you are today because it's what fits in your current belief system and what you currently have the capacity for. But eventually you're going to grow out of that, like we always do. There's a version of you that has different color hair. There's a version of you that's a millionaire. There's a version of you who lives under a bridge. There's a version of you that doesn't like to sing. There's a version of you who has a diamond ring. Oh my gosh. I'm just kidding. But what I'm getting at is like there is infinite versions of yourself, and you have the capacity as a conscious co-creator to align to what you prefer. And the thing is, your higher mental faculties, like your imagination, your excitement, your visualization, it's not that different to your mind than your actual experience. So let's do a quick experiment. Imagine sucking on a lemon. Imagine that, like looking at the lemon, smelling the lemon, cutting the lemon, and sucking on a lemon. For most people, there is a physical response that happens. Your mouth starts watering. Like, oh, I can even feel it in my mouth right now. what I'm getting at here is that it's not that different to your subconscious and your conscious, what you're actually experiencing in life and what you're experiencing in your mind. And this is why self-talk that's negative is so detrimental. When you visualize something properly, it's signaling the same signal to your mind body as if you were experiencing it in real time. This is also why you watch a horror movie and get scared, even though you know that there's no threat. You can see there's a distance between you and the TV. Obviously, there's nothing that's going to hurt you. So why are you scared? Because your subconscious is still taking it in like it's happening to you, especially when things are in the form of a story. It is so easy for that to sink into our minds. It's why the Bible is so impactful. We learn so much in the stories. And that's also why the stories that you tell yourself can make or break your life. Now that we know this, the key is simple though. Simply put, what do you want to experience? If I told you, okay, I have this magical thing that you can do. If you do it every day, you're guaranteed to have the life that you want to have. You'd be like, sign me up, sign me up. But when it comes to actually sitting down and doing the work, most people don't do it. And that's why most people aren't in the situation that they would like to be. The answer is always so simple, but simple doesn't necessarily mean easy. I know you've probably had many experiences in your life where it was clear what to do next. You knew what you had to do, but it might have been a really hard choice. It's like sometimes the right thing to do is not always the easy thing to do. In a way, yeah, it is the easy thing to do because long term, you're going to have more problems if you don't do what's in alignment with you. But in the short term, putting one foot in front of the other every day, even when it's scary, even when you don't feel like it, even when it's hard, is challenging for people. It requires discipline. It requires devotion. It requires self-love. It requires a vision. It requires faith. And so when you are looking at changing your life, that is what that requires of you. And when you are able to feel your fulfillment in the now, it's because you took those steps of courage first. You wouldn't be able to feel the fulfillment. You won't be able to do what I'm about to share with you if you haven't got any courage, if you haven't got that faith, and you don't have the drive or the vision to really see your life through in the way that you know it has to be. There has to be a burning desire for you to get what you want. And I don't mean a lack. I don't mean a wanting lack. A burning willingness. You will do whatever it takes. It doesn't matter how you're going to get to the goal. You'll go above the obstacle, below it, around it, through it. It doesn't matter what barrier is put in your path. You're going to smash it. You're going to overcome it. And with that attitude, nothing can get in your way. Even if it did, it would leave your path because it's literally, you are so devoted to your path. The rest of this episode is devoted to the person that feels that way about themselves. If you feel that way about yourself, nothing is going to get into your way except for you. You are the only one who gets to decide what you get from life. Not your parents, not your school teacher, not your friends. It's all up to you. There's not anyone coming to save you or tell you what to do with yourself. You are the guide for yourself. You have to decide, what do I want? It's the easiest decision, but like I said, sometimes simple is so challenging. So when you're able to look deep into your heart, you know what feels right to you. You know what you're good at. You know what you love. But being able to say, this is what I want for the rest of my life. This is what I want to do every day. This is what I really want for my goals financially, for my partner, for my life, for my children. It requires some courage and faith to proclaim that with faith and say, yes, this is what I want. This is what I'm going to get. And I'm going to put my mind and soul into this until it happens. So if that's you, these tips are going to help you deeply align to that version of yourself that already has that. They're already living this way. So the key to feeling your fulfillment in the now is literally feeling the fulfillment in the now. groundbreaking, I know, right? So the question is, how can we bring up those feelings? And it doesn't really matter, is the true answer. As long as you're feeling it, that's all that matters. But there are different avenues that we can take to get you there. So a really great way is scripting. And I'll start with this way because if you're not seeing the vision, you're kind of hung up on the details, this is a great place to start. So get out a piece of paper and write from your perspective, almost like if you were watching a movie. Like you're writing the movie script of your life. You are the main character. You're looking out through your own body, right? You're not looking at yourself like you're watching yourself. You're experiencing it like I experienced looking at my hand. I experienced looking down at my body. You're experiencing it from your point of view, from your POV, what's going on in your life, and writing every detail that you see. If it's a partner goal, okay, oh my gosh, I saw the beautiful ring on my left finger. I was playing with it at our dinner. They took me to this incredible steakhouse overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. Like, it was just incredible. If it's a financial goal, wow, I went up to the 10th floor of my penthouse overlooking the ocean. I had a day today. It was incredible, but coming home to this view is even more incredible. I can see in the distance a plane and a ship, and I'm sat there with my red wine on the balcony in my robe, just like that, describing every little detail. And the more you get into having fun with that, the more you'll start to channel things. And when you really get into a flow with scripting, I won't lie, maybe at first it's kind of hard. You're like, what do I write about this? I don't know. But when you get into a flow with scripting, you start to realize, oh, this creativity, I'm not just coming up with it from my logical mind. I'm channeling it. I'm receiving images, and it'll flow through you quite beautifully. You'll write things that you're like, wow, I didn't know that I wanted that, but that is so beautiful. But now it's important for me to note, none of this should be done from the point of, okay, I want to experience this. Of course, put in some things you wouldn't mind experiencing, but maybe you want to put in some reality. Maybe you have a partner already that you want to go travel with, and you write them in there too, and little quirks that they already have that you know is true. And maybe you put in some things that you wouldn't mind experiencing as well. But the point here isn't to rigidly make out a list of things and then expect it, okay, someday it'll happen, which could happen. But the point here is to have fun and get into the feeling. And I'll go much more into detail on getting into that feeling and how that is going to instantly manifest things when you get it right. But let's talk about more methods first. Second method, one of my favorites. I originally learned this exact method from Frederick Dodson's book called Parallel Universes of Self. And in the book, he goes, this is all you need to know. You could stop reading the book here and you would get it. And so that's exactly what I did the first read I ever read of that book. I'm not sure if I've ever read the full book, but he basically goes over how there is infinite versions of ourselves, but this is his method of how to get you there. So it's called the pure technique. And what you do is you let go of your current reality. In order to hold something new, you first have to let go, right? If I'm holding the microphone, I can't hold my phone at the same time. So I got to let go of the microphone, right? So that looks like letting go of your current reality and going into what I call the void space. You let go of your current reality. You forget everything. You forget where you live. You forget who you are. You forget where you are. And there's nothing. You are in this expansive place of nothingness. Not only are you experiencing the nothingness, you are that nothingness. You're all of nothing experiencing everything. And it sounds like a paradox, oxymoron, until you've been there yourself. And I know that I'm in there when I forget why I even went in there. So I always pick out what I'm going to focus on before I go into the void, because if you actually tap into that void space energy, nothing is there. So there will be no intention to pull from. But that void space is where everything is created from. And it's where you can plant seeds to grow. You can't plant seeds in a soil that's already, working on growing 10 other plants, right? So you're going to go into that space, and then once you've forgotten everything, you are then going to plant your seed and move your attention to what you wouldn't mind experiencing. So what that looks like is looking at your life from your point of view, like the same deal with the movie script, looking at your own body, looking out through your own eyes. You're experiencing this through your physical avatar, through your body. You're looking at your experience, how you would experience it with your wish come true. So you are playing the scripting game in a more creative way. You're watching something unfold almost like a movie. And it's that same thing. At first, it might be kind of weird to like, okay, what do I imagine? What's there? But at a certain point, you're just going to receive images. It will literally take on a life of its own. As something gains energy, it becomes like an entity of its own self. And it will be like you are just watching this movie that's unfolding. You're receiving the information. And you will know that this is truly a goal of your heart. This is truly in alignment. If you are experiencing this movie unfolding in your mind's eye, and you are just grinning from ear to ear, having so much fun, feeling fulfilled. And this is where the magic happens. This is what I was talking about, feeling the fulfillment today. And we'll get into more exact ways to tap into this feeling. But you need to understand, the point is to not use these methods so that someday you can feel it. It will feel so good that you are experiencing it in the now that you'll say, I don't even need it. I had it. It's here already. There's no more of a need because it's already had. It would be like me saying, I have my clothes. Like I don't look for this shirt that I'm wearing. If you're watching me, I'm wearing a black shirt if you're not watching, but I'm not out there saying, oh, I need this black shirt. No, I'm in the experience of having the black shirt. I can feel the black shirt. I feel how it is on my body. I enjoy the black shirt. When you make that shift from wanting your goals, seeking for the black shirt, to wearing the black shirt, it will be like that immediate shift, and you'll start to experience it, and your reality will reflect that to you. That doesn't make sense when you don't understand that you can experience something before you have it. But when you have that experience for the first few times, like give yourself the chance to feel this in your life and then attract. Because when you've done this before and you know, okay, I can feel something that's not there yet. I can feel it, and then somehow it comes from nothing. You'll start to understand how this works for your life. I can't tell you how many times I've done this and like I've gotten insane results. For example, one time I was thinking that I wanted to travel in the tropics with a partner. And at the time I was like, okay, I think I know kind of the person I want to travel with. And so I saw this random person on my TikTok, and I was like, I think he embodies who I want to be on this trip with. I did not know this person. I didn't know them. And I started visualizing with them as a placeholder, because sometimes it's hard to get deep into visualization with just like a void person. You know what I mean? You want to have an experience. You want to experience things fully, so you want to have a person to look at. And so I used him as my person to look at. No expectations, but every day I just felt so much fun, like talking to this person, like just really enjoying them. And this person I did not know, that did not know me, somehow we literally got connected. They reached out to me, like actually insane that this stranger, a good amount of followers on a social platform, just felt connected to me, because there's infinite versions of reality. So there's infinite versions of you having different connections with different people. So there's a version of you that knows the president. There's a version of you that is friends with your ex. Like anything that you could possibly want to experience, you can experience it in your own body. My point with that is not advocating for like trying to get certain people by using, these techniques, although you could. That's usually not that healthy, because that assumes that you need that person to be happy and that no one else could fill that position. But what I'm getting at is you'll have so much fun doing this that it's like the need for it to actually happen goes away because you are experiencing it in the now. My point is, that the thing is on the way when you can experience it and enjoy it, and you don't even need to feel it in your physical reality. Like, you're experiencing the joy of it today. You're feeling the fulfillment. So the actual method that you're using doesn't really even matter. You could simply speak on something until you start to feel it. Oh my gosh, the G-Wagon, it feels so slick on my hands. I love the handle, and I just like pop it open, and then the steering wheel, it's got these little stitchings that are diamond. It feels so nice. By the way, I don't know if any of that's true, but as the more I think about it, I can really get a physical sense of a G-Wagon. I can feel that steering wheel in my hand. I can feel the seats. I can feel the handle, and I start to create the vibration of a G-Wagon. I start to make that imprint in my energetic field. And when you have a lot of whatever you're attracting in your energetic field, you're walking around through life like a magnet for it. So you could talk about it. You could think about it. You could write about it. You could daydream about it. You could experience it with your five senses. What does it touch like? What does it smell like? What does it feel like? What does it taste like? Like, anything you could possibly do. You want to be so immersed in your goal that you could answer, what does it taste like? What does it smell like? How does it feel sitting in your goal? Like, just weird stuff. You want to be so within your goal that you experience it so fully. And like I said, when you can do this before you even have it, that's when you'll have it for sure. If that sounds nonsensical, it's because you just haven't experienced it yet. But even celebrities, they'll be like, I always knew I was going to be a star. Before I was even famous, I always felt like somebody. Before the fame, before everything, they already felt that way inside. Anyone that's successful says they felt that success before they even got there. It's not a coincidence that certain people attract money, attract the partner, attract the well wishes or whatever they're getting. It's because within themselves, they feel that way already. They already have that sense of worth, of whatever the case may be. They feel it on the inside, and the outside world reflects that to them. So to summarize, in order to attract what you want effortlessly, all you need to do is feel your fulfillment today. And when you feel that fulfillment and there's no longer a searching, but you feel it, you experience it like you already have it. You experience a havingness and you feel complete. You feel that fulfillment. That is exactly what the universe is going to radiate back to you. And you can do that by imagining it with you, visualizing it with you, being in the space with it. If you need some more physical evidence, or you need that sense of something, go to your goal. If you want to live by the beach, go to the beach and pretend that you live there. Go to the car dealership. Get in the frequency. Do whatever it takes to get the frequency. And once you have that feeling and that sensation in your energy field, that is what's going to attract it, because you are now the thing. You are now the like. And you being the like attracts the like, right? So you're the alignment. That being said, I appreciate you. And I challenge you to do 5 things to get in alignment with your goal. Sit down, think about it. What would put me in closer proximity to my goal in the frequency? Okay, I go to the car dealership. I pretend to pack my bags to go on a trip. I journal about where I go. I smell the smell of my partner. I smile and look out of my balcony. Whatever it takes to get you in that feeling, sit down and think about that and do those 5 things as soon as they come into your awareness. And really give yourself permission to be the person that you've always wanted to be. Another way people hold themselves back is by saying, well, it's not really consistent with me. On a subconscious level, they think, I can't do that today because that wasn't who I was yesterday. They're constantly using their past as proof. But what I want you to do is use the feelings that you feel as proof. You are that successful person because you can feel it within you. The past, it's not in your self-image anymore. It's all about the feelings that you can create for yourself. And maybe if you're worried about the past, find images from the past that insinuate your new self. You can even find evidence in your past. Oh, I remember I've always had this thing to be successful because in school, I always wanted to do my own thing. I always like this. You'll start to re-trigger memories that you didn't even know because they weren't in your awareness of evidence that proves that you are this person because now you've shifted your identity. So use your past as proof in a positive way and allow yourself to be inconsistent with what you thought of yourself in the past. You don't need to hold on to negative beliefs any longer because it's just not who you are. And it was just a mistaken belief. No harm, no foul, right? But now you know better and you use those feelings as proof and you use your past as proof just in a different way. So use that to propel you to where you want to go and there's no stopping you. I promise. Trust me on this one. And it'll blow your mind. I appreciate you. I love you. I honor you. And I will see you next week. Bye. And if you'd like to follow my socials, my Instagram and my TikTok are @SivaSoul. I appreciate you all. Bye.